In the shadows where doubts creep, I'll rise. Whispers in my mind got me questioning the skies. Shame all the fears that I should let go, but with every step forward I'm learning to grow. Greater thoughts lift me high, break the chains. I'm untrapped, yeah, I'm breaking free. With every challenge I find the key. Elevate my spirit, I'm destined to rise. And over the wonders, I'm claiming the prize. Every morning I wake, I'll affirm my stride. Collins wisdom whispers, my mind is my guide. From worry to power, I'll take flight today. Transforming my thoughts, I'm paving my way. Positive vibes, let them flow. I'm untrapped, yeah, I'm breaking free. With every challenge, I find the key. Elevate my spirit, I'm destined to rise. And over the wonders, I'm claiming the prize. With greater thoughts, I'll pave the lane. When trapped in mind, I'll never be the same. Thank you. Untrapped mind, I'll never be the same. Untrapped mind, I'll never be the same. And once you play the lane, untrapped mind, I'll never be the same.
Good morning. It is your host, Mr. RC. You know what you did. You tuned into the Greater Thoughts Morning Show. Thank you for listening this morning. Man, I have a power-packed day once again. I want to get your morning started off right. Got you listening to my live song. What you think about that? You know, man, thank God I got a little bit of entertaining music for you guys. You know, I now have my live song. I have the R&B song, and I have the rap verse. All these things are exciting news. Speaking of exciting news, I'm gonna give a what they call it, a shout out that I don't mind doing. So what I want to say is congratulations to my oldest son, Robert Jr. Proud of you, son. You know, I take the time to shout out people for birthdays and things of that nature. But I want to shout out my son. And you know, this kid, and he's not even really a kid anymore, he's 18 years old. But my son has been a major part of why I do and have done a lot of things in my life. All starting with moving to North Carolina 18 years ago. And let me tell you, that was a journey. It was a journey making a decision to sell a house, leave a place where I was comfortable, where I had a little bit of family, as well as friends and a thriving position at my workplace, to move to a place where I didn't know anybody. So this is some encouragement for you too now. If you are a person that's in a place where you have family, where you're moving up in your place of business, and you're considering to leave there to go somewhere else, don't be afraid. Don't allow that fear that grabs a hold of most of us to take over and hinder you from moving to where it is that you want to go. But back to my son. This child has persevered and conquered school. And I'm not saying he's done it all by himself without myself, my wife, or his mother's help, because, you know, it always takes help to accomplish things. But it's been a lot of hands off when it comes to his education. He's done a lot of things to really help himself without needing to be assisted a lot. And so I have a cousin, Dr. Carl Lowe, here in Charlotte. If you're looking for a good surgeon. He's one. But Dr. Carl Lowe is a cousin of mine, and he's helped my son get prepared in different things he needed to write as he's getting ready to head off to college and filling out applications and things like that. So about 2.5 weeks ago, my son filled out 5 applications for colleges. Let me see, that was last Thursday. He received his first letter back from UNC Greensboro with an acceptance. On Saturday, just before I headed into, and it's been crazy because last Thursday I was going into the YMCA 150-year anniversary here in Charlotte, which was a wonderful opportunity to be in that building, in that space. But also, and so Miss Amiga Autry, thank you for the invite. She's been on this show. Um, but as I was going to say, right before walking in there, he got accepted to UNC Greensboro. This Saturday, I had just come into a location, Winthrop University, for a basketball game. See my young cousin that plays for William and Mary play a game, and received a message from RJ that he had just been accepted into ECU. And then last night, I was at my younger boys' basketball game. Shout out to Malik Creek STEM Academy. They won by 18 points, their 5th and 6-year-old team, and received a message. Actually, as my son walked through the door, he just received the message as he was coming to support his younger siblings that he had been accepted into UNC Charlotte. So he's only waiting for 2 more, and those would be Duke and NC State. So keep him lifted in prayer. If you're listening in, keep him lifted in prayer. If you know someone at UNC, if you know someone at Duke, or if you know someone at NC State, RJ Collins, Robert Collins Jr., hey, give him a good word, because that is a sharp student, sharp kid, and he'll make whatever university he goes to proud that he was in attendance at their university. No further will I talk about that. I want to share with you guys something that's been on my mind since I went to that YMCA 150 year anniversary. And what it is this. A lot of people talk about change, the desire to change, and they wish they would see change. Most of the time people talk about change, they talk about change within someone else. Man, I wish he wasn't like that. I wish she wasn't like that. I wish the city would do this. I wish that our city had more people like this. And a lot of times when hearing that speech, it's a person that's not living the life of what they desire to see. And I hate to say it, I find it all too frequently. So what I want to talk about here briefly is you becoming the change that you want to see in the world, because that change has to start with you. So what if this is hitting home for you, maybe you need to get out in the community. You know, the YMCA is big in the community, and so that's what I'm thinking about today, is community. And not just community in my city, but community as far as we as a people. You know, it doesn't matter your ethnicity when I say that. You know, I'm black, and so I'm proud to be black, and I speak a lot about things that go on in the black community and in the mindsets of young black men and young black women. But it doesn't make a difference. White, black, Latino, Arabic, it doesn't make a difference when it comes to mindset. Mindset is a thing that grabs a hold of every single living being. If you have a ability to wake up, you're going to have a mindset that you have either positive things going on or negative things going on. Sometimes we are in a place of neutrality, where we're just sitting there and just relax and not even thinking about a whole lot. But majority of the time, the thoughts are running through about what we should do, how we should do it, who's going to help us, who's not going to help us, Why should we do it when the environment that we're in is not doing it? Why should we do it when it's going to cost us money? Why should we do it when it's going to cost us time? Everything that you desire in life, or you see that someone else desires in life, is going to cost something. Everything comes with a cost. And the biggest part about the cost is, are you willing to pay the price? So if you're living in a neighborhood where there's crime and you're part of the problem, then what are you going to do to change it? Are you going to tell the young kid, hey, this crime is not good. Let me show you another way to earn money. If you're in an area where you have youth around you that are in a lower mind state, but you find that you're consistently in a lower mind state, when are you going to take time to find somebody to counsel you and then take the things that you're learning in counseling and now teach them to the kids? So, because if it's going on in your neighborhood, more than likely they need the same counseling that you need, because we are not much different than those that are around from us. If you look at a person long enough, and I don't mean it just with your eyes, but if you look at a person long enough, you'll find yourself in them, or find them in you. I guess you can look at it either way, but you'll find the similarities that you have with another person. And so, what I want to encourage people to do today is really take some time to see in yourself, because it's very easy to look outside of ourselves, but look at yourself and see the similarities that you have with people in the world that are in a way doing things that maybe you have done, doing things that you may have thought about doing, or doing things that, hey, really never crossed your mind, but you do know someone else that's been through those things. And find a way to help them, find a way to teach and train them. And one thing I continue to find is that there's this level of fear that I want to say the older generations have when it comes to taking time to speak or spend time with these younger generations. I mean, I've seen it a lot, to be honest with you. I've seen it a lot. Whereas though when I was growing up, if a kid was out of line, a parent would say something to you. An adult will say something to you. I mean, they had no worries, no qualms, no issues, no anything about saying something to you if they thought that they saw you and you were out of line. Now, adults will just turn their head, walk away. I ain't saying none of that, kid. That kid might be crazy. I ain't saying none of that, kid. I heard about them. I ain't saying none of that, kid. Well, you never know. You may be the person that kid says, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Or they might just listen to you. It might, look, if you can touch one child, you don't have to touch the whole group. You can touch one child in the group. That one child might turn somebody else in the group, which eventually ends up turning the entire group. And you could take kids from walking down the path of moving toward trouble, moving toward disheartening other kids' parents. Because believe me, that happens. It's a lot of young people that hurt young people. Speaking of that, hurt people hurt people. Let me say it again. Hurt people hurt people. And what are we doing to eliminate the amount of time that we allow to elapse before we decide to help someone? So that all starts with helping yourself. And that's what I was, saying when I first started speaking about this, is the change you want to see in the world, you gotta change yourself. Everybody wants to get the speck out the neighbor's eye, but they don't want to get the log out of their own. You know, I heard there was a Chinese proverb, and I don't want to try to quote it exactly, but one of the worst things for a person to deal with is the mirror. The mirror is a strong opponent because all the pride when you look in the mirror, you see it. All the arrogance, when you look in the mirror, you see it. All the desires of things that matter not, when you look in the mirror, you see it. So be careful for how you look at the world when you haven't looked at yourself, because when you look at yourself, you can start there to make the change. And as you start there to make the change, you'll be surprised at how much you can help others change. See, this book that I wrote, Greater Thoughts, is all about you changing yourself. It's all about you becoming one that's at reality with who it was that you had become, to take you to who it is that you really are. Because you're not the negative thoughts that you have. That might have been a thought that you had, but that's not who you are. And so, I challenge you today to move in that realm. I'll be right back. We're gonna go to commercial break, and we'll be on to the next topic.
Robert Collins, author of Greater Thoughts, is also a motivational speaker and a mind coach, helping you to untrap your mind. In order to elevate your team, your organization, or your business, visit Robert Collins on theuntrappedmind.com or follow him on Instagram at Greater7Thoughts. That's greater, the number 7, thoughts. Robert Collins says, all success starts with a thought. Now turn that thought into action and go be great.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You know what it is. Greater Thoughts Morning Show. Hope you enjoyed the first half of the show. Listen, I want to jump right into what I'm talking about, the second half of the show. I am never in lack. I am filled with joy today. I am thankful for seeing eyes. I am grateful for working lungs. I am excited for today's experiences. I am receiving from God's abundance. I am increasing in positive energy now. I am using my thoughts to create change. I am spreading love to everyone I contact. I had to give you that positive affirmation. If you have the book Greater Thoughts, that's day 71. I just wanted to share that with you because the mindset of one that I spoke about earlier that has to move from one place to the next needs to understand that you are never in lack. Because you are moving from one place to another where you are not familiar with people, where you are not familiar with the lay of the land, where you are not familiar with possibility of new co-workers or new clients if you're a business owner, know that you are never in lack. And when you live your life with the knowledge, see, that word, we want to talk about knowledge, boy. I love to talk about that. That might be another episode where I just talk about the word knowledge, to know. But when you move in the knowledge of knowing that you're never in lack, it will fill you with joy. And that joy has to be something that you recognize on a day-to-day basis. You have to know that from one moment to the next, from 1 hour to the next, from one day to the next, that you are never in lack. See, no matter what the situation is, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. No matter what the situation is, somebody does have it worse than you. But look, I want you to not think about it that way. I want you to think about it like, okay, so somebody's got it worse, but that's all right. I still can have it even better and even greater than where I am today. And so that's why I want you to focus your attention on. So know that you are never in lack, and then be filled with that joy. And then thankful for seeing eyes, grateful for working lungs. See, I had to put that in right there because, the fact that you can see. And look, what if you're blind and you listening to this? But guess what? You have ears that hear. So don't get caught up in just the one thing being, when I say seeing eyes, because you have working lungs. So if you have working lungs, I know they work. Look, you may not have ears to hear, so that way you are you're not hearing me, you're reading this. Thank God for the captions on YouTube. But at the same time, those working lungs and those seeing eyes, those things like that that allow you the ability to still be here. You have to be grateful. See, I wake up every morning and pick up from this now. I wake up every morning, and before I even get out of my bed, I say thank you. Thank you to the Lord for waking me. Not thank you to the universe. I know some of y'all might be thinking, man, the universe wake you up. Listen, God wakes me up. But listen, God created the universe, so I'm still thankful for the universe. I'm thankful for the fact that I have the ability to breathe. I'm thankful that my eyes open. I'm thankful that when I open my eyes, I was able to see. I'm thankful that when I wiggle my toes, they move. When I wiggle my fingers, they move. And so, you know, be in the spirit of gratitude. See, I'm teaching you something here. I hope you understand what I'm giving you. Then I'm excited for today's experience. Hey, it's a new day. So life is about experiences. What are you experiencing one day at a time? And when you get up out the bed, when you take your shower, or whatever it is you're going to do as you start your day, go work out, go read your Bible, go read some articles, get on your phone and scroll. Just be in the mindset of what experiences am I having? And allow your experiences to take you to a place in the mindset of positivity. If you don't see that your mindset is taking you to a place of positivity, then you go to the next thing and realize I am receiving from God's abundance. You're receiving from God's abundance because you're breathing. See, sometimes we looking for the material things. No, you breathing. You getting the oxygen that is in the air so that your lungs can work. So right there is where you're receiving from God's abundance. He gave us trees and rainforests to allow the trees to absorb the carbon dioxide to put the oxygen back out for you to breathe. Because whether you realize it or not, everything is made with a plan and a purpose. And so with that, as I move on in the affirmation, I am increasing in positive energy right now. See, if you live in your mindset right there where you are knowing that you're not in lack, you knowing that you're full of joy, you know that you're blessed and thankful and grateful because you have working appendages, you have working lungs, your heart is still beating, your eyes are opening, your ears are hearing. If you have those faculties, and evidently you do because you listening to this radio show, then you should be increasing in positive energy right now. Just me saying it should have you increasing in positive energy right now. And remember, I've taught this before. Opposites attract only in magnets. That's where you got the North and the South Pole attracting each other. No, positivity attracts positivity. Negativity attracts negativity. So if you are increasing in positive energy, you will notice as you go throughout your day that positivity is now flowing your way. And if something comes along, you cannot allow it to throw you off your trajectory of your positive thoughts, which goes right into the next part of the affirmation. I'm using my thoughts to create change. As I talked in the first part of this show, the change that you want to see in the world must be seen in you first. That's another day in the book. You have to go find that one. But if you're at day 71, you've already gotten to that point. But the thoughts that you are going to use are the thoughts that take you higher in your mindset. And that's when you start developing a mindset of going greater, when you decide to have a mindset that says, I'm going to reframe these negative thoughts that I have, then that's what creates the change. And see, that change is not just created on the outside of you, that change is also created on the inside of you. So that right there, I hope you grabbed a hold of that one. Let me tell you, when you have the right thought process, when you have the right mindset that goes along with positivity and gratitude and being fulfilled with joy, then what you're doing is you're changing the chemicals that are being released inside your body. Your hypothalamus is starting to do a different level of work for you. What kind of work do you want your mind to do for you? It's so important. It's powerful how the proper thought process will grow you spiritually, mentally, and physically, which goes right over to the last affirmation of day 71. I am spreading love to everyone I contact. So take the day, spend time releasing negative thoughts. So if you had any negative thoughts, it's time to release them. And take the time to remember you're never in lack. I declared it and decree that you are not in lack. And go and spread love to everyone you contact today. So before I leave you, remember, all success starts with a thought. Take your thoughts, turn them into action, and go be great. God bless. Thanks for tuning in to the Greater Thoughts Morning Show.
In the silence of the night, when doubt creeps in, I hear that whispering voice pulling me from within. The weight of the world tries to break my soul, but I rise from the ashes, determined and whole. With every step, I'm reclaiming my grace. Positive thoughts lighting up my space. I'm breaking these chains with love in my heart, embracing my journey. It's just the start. No more doubts or fears. I'll find my way. In greater thoughts, I'm here to stay. Callings writes the path for my heart and my mind. Untrapped and free, I leave shadows behind. Embracing the light where positivity flows. In the garden of hope, every flower grows. Daily affirmations shape my reality, empowering my spirit, igniting vitality. I'm breaking these chains with love in my heart, embracing my journey. It's just the start. No more doubts or fears. I'll find my way. In greater thoughts, I'm here to stay. Daily affirmations shape my reality, empowering my spirit, igniting vitality. I'm breaking these chains with love in my heart, embracing my journey. It's just the start. No more doubts or fears. I'll find my way. In greater thoughts, I'm here to stay. With an untrapped mind, I'm finally free. Living for today, just being me.